Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, coming at you with my first Kanto Cup team. If you saw my video yesterday, you will see I gave three teams. In the first team, it was Alanon Ninetales, Muck, and Pidgeot. And I started with a team, I started 1 and 2, and I immediately saw the weakness. It was weak to Graveler because Ice takes super effective from Rock, and so does the flying Pidgeot. So I decided to team build like I normally would. So I thought, okay, Pidgeot I want to use because I love Pidgeot. It is weak to electric and it's weak to rock. So I need something that can counter that. And Venusaur I went through my list and I had Venusaur ready, so put in Venusaur, and I went 19 and 3 the rest of this way. The team is really, really strong. Pidgeot and Venusaur are double weak, like are both weak to ice, but the ice typings are usually also half water, so Venusaur has at least some play there. So, and Venusaur covers a lot of the meta as well. And each three of these Pokemon, I put Muck in the thumbnail because Muck is truly the ultimate safe swap. And it flips so many matches and it dishes so much damage, and you're going to see that here. But each three of these Pokemon really carry their own in these battles. Venusaur, the Frenzy Plant hits so hard against, I saw a lot of Snorlaxes, dealt with that. Plus, I had all the Sludge Bombs for the um, fairies, Mach obviously with a Dark Pulse for the psychic, plus the Sludge Bomb for the fairies, and Pidgeot took care of the Marowaks and grass and fighters. So it was a really, really strong team, and let's get into some of the battles. And I also like this team because you get a lot of booms. You boom the fairies with the sludge, you boom others with the brave bird. So this I'm talking about. It's a bad lead. It's not a bad lead, but the ice ice shard, I forget what that quick ice move is doing super effective, but you can outpace it and you can get these frenzies off, and the flying whips are super effective. So I'm going to shield this because I'm at another one. So I'm going to grab this last shield here. So even though I will go down in this match, I have grabbed both shields and they have only grabbed one. So now I can come in with the Muck, and they're already throwing, so that's okay. I'm going to build up a bit more, so I'm cutting out with loaded energy because Muck with loaded energy is deadly in this. So I'm building up, and I'm like, okay, oh, I have to shield this. I don't want to throw, so I'm going to try and snipe with my Pidgeot. So I build up a bit more, and now I snipe with my Pidgeot because one gust at this range would take it out. So now I'm loaded with the Muck. Out comes a Hypno. So because I got the one gust through before, I'm able to get to the Brave Bird. So this is going to one-shot the Hypno. And goodbye Hypno. And in the back is a Charm Ninetales. So that makes quick work of my Pidgeot, but I've got a Sludge Wave loaded for the Ninetales, and this is going to one-shot the Pidgeot. So uh, both Muck and Pidgeot, if you have shields down, can do a lot. And even Venusaur, if you have shields down, all three of these Pokemon just hit so hard that if you have shields down, you can take out a lot of Pokemon. So I got a great lead here against Blastoise, and out comes a Ninetales. I don't have a great response for Ninetales, but I'm just going to go with Muck because it's, I guess, my safest. And I know that, I just know Muck that is so spammy and hits so hard that I should be able to just pump out these Dark Pulses, and it's the Shadow Ninetales, so they're going to have to start shielding. So I shield up the first. Do I shield this up too, and then I try and race, or do I let this go thinking I can survive? I let it go because I can't survive, and I'm hoping that they've lost count at this point. So if they don't shield, I'm pretty sure this will take it out, but they do shield. Am I going to get to the Dark Pulse? No, I'm not, so that's too bad. So now my only option is Pidgeot here. So they've really built up, and Pidgeot's kind of squishy, so I need to shield this up. And I'm not going to be able to take it out with a Gust. So this is not great, but I'm going to have a Brave Bird loaded, and they came in and gave it up the switch, which was, I don't think, a good move, because now I can just Frenzy Plant this and take out the Blastoise. I still have a Brave Bird loaded on the Pidgeot, which could probably one-shot most things in this meta. And they have another, so it's a double fire team in the back. So the good news is I'm going to be able to get to the Sludge Bomb before this takes me down. And this will one-shot. and then I can just quick move down there. So a little tricky on the mid game, but able to recover there in the end. Venusaur against Gyarados. So this was interesting because it's a waterfall Gyarados. So that immediately gave me an advantage. And then I came out with a Dragonite. I don't have a super hard counter to this either, so I'm just going to come in with the Pidgeot, shield once, and try and farm down. I realized halfway through, I don't know, again, I don't know the count, so maybe I could have just farmed down right here, but I didn't want to take the chance, so I just threw the Aerial Ace to take this out, because I can still get to a Aerial Ace here. So this is going to put pressure on the Gyarados to shield anyways, and my Venusaur has an okay amount of energy stored. So because the Venusaur, I can one quick move and throw this, so they will have to shield or they will be taken out here. And they're really building up, so I think I probably shield thinking it's the crunch. And it is. So that's great. And out comes the Snorlax. And this is why Venusaur is great. Because a Shadow Venusaur does 80% damage to the Snorlax. So I'm going to get to this Dark Pulse here. Anything like Superpower or, oh, it's an Outrage. So that's interesting moveset on. I would not recommend running Outrage on your Snorlax. There's so many other better moves. But out comes the Gyarados, and now the good news is I would have got to a Dark Pulse, so I forced them to throw their energy. So now it's a race between my Venusaur and their Gyarados, and because it's a Waterfall Gyarados, I'll be able to outpace it. So yeah, if you have Snorlax, Body Slam, Superpower, Earthquake, there's so many good moves. I know you think it's great running Outrage for the dragons, but it's not. So this is interesting. Grimer on the lead. I switch into my Muck, which they switched out. If they didn't switch out, I didn't know this beforehand. Grimer knows Mud Shot. So if they stayed in against my Muck, I would have been destroyed. So luckily they switched to their Lapras. So I'm probably still going to go down here, but I should be able to get off another charge move and maybe draw a shield here. Or they let it go and now it's super low. I would have honestly preferred the shield because now I don't get any farm on my Venusaur. And they still have both shields. And I have bad alignment. So this is not looking great. So out comes the Grimer, and they have a Muck in the back, which is also not great. So I think my only chance at this is I need to double shield the Pidgeot because the Venusaur is not going to have a ton of play here. So I'll shield the first Dark Pulse. I don't think I'm going to get to any other move here, so I'm going to throw the, like I can't farm down, so I got to throw the Aerial Ace. They shield. They get the second move off. I think we CMP tied there, or I tried to throw it anyways because I guess it didn't register. Again, I don't know if I can take this down before they get to another Dark Pulse, and I'm trying to try to get it out of here, and I'm one move short, which is too bad because now they get the Dark Pulse off, which will almost one-shot me, and now I have a Grimer, which I throw the Frenzy Plant because I assume it's going to take 2 moves to get this out of here anyways. So I threw the 1, which almost one-shot it, which is interesting. Maybe I should have thrown the Sludge because now that's taken out. Does Poison resist Poison? Same typing? I don't know. I got to look that up. So I don't know if Sludge Bomb would have been the more effective move to throw there. So anyways, that's one of my few losses on the day. So Venusaur defense with Wigglytuff. Is this the one I'm thinking it is? No, okay. That's later. So out comes their Muck. So I'm going to throw the Sludge Bomb, and then, or I don't throw it, and I try and catch on the Muck to absorb the Dark Pulse. So now they need to throw 2 more moves. So that's great. The Wigglytuff, I was against a triple charm team today, which I wrecked, which is later in this video. So stay around for wrecking triple charmers. So they cut the Sledge Wave off here. I'm going to respond with Mountain Sledge Wave. They're already down a shield, and oh no, they're not down a shield. I did not throw this Sledge on the Venusaur. So they're farming up a lot. So I can get the second one off. So they're going to have to shield here, or they're going to be taken very low. They shield. So that's great. They're really farming up, and they snipe me with the Wigglytuff. So the bad news for them is Charm's resisted, and I'm already loaded. So I'm going to be able to load up even more and get the Sludge Bomb off. So this is going to take one shot the Wigglytuff. And they come in with the Muck. I could just go for the knockout here, but I thought that a Frenzy Plant may KO, and it was 1 HP short. I have 2 shields, so it doesn't matter anyways. So I'm going to shield this up. Down goes the Muck, and Electrode in the back. So this is over, and they quit. So Venusaur, this is why this team's great, because all 3 are super hard-hitting Pokemon. So again, this is a pretty solid lead for me because I can get the frenzies off. The bad news is that so this I remember this because I didn't want to someone talk to me on Discord, so I didn't want to I was middle tapping so I couldn't erase it, and then I didn't know what was coming in, so I just had to keep spamming. So anyways, Electrode comes in. This is pretty good because now I'm so loaded here, and a Frenzy Plant will one-shot this. So they're already down shield. I matched. This will probably one-shot, and it does. So now I take back the switch. Out comes a Hypno. Because they're still switch locked, I can come in with my Muck and force this Hypno to shield here. And this is the best part of Muck. So I'm gonna let this go. They're just burning the switch clock. They're just trying to punch because they want to burn the switch clock here and come back in with their Snorlax. But that's fine because I don't know if I even get a move off. But if I do get a move off, you'll see that I think I let this go because I think my win condition is now the other Pokemon. Do I get to it? Dark Pulse. Yeah. So I get to it. And this does a good amount of damage. So a couple of those, you go 1 Dark Pulse and 1 Sludge Wave, you'll take out the Snorlax. And at this point, I'm thinking my win condition is Pidgeot. I'm just going to come in here, force them to throw the energy. Don't care if the Venusaur goes down. So now I can go Pidgeot, straight Gust here. I can let this go. I'm more worried about the Thunder Punch than I am a Body Slam. And then I'm going to have a Brave Bird loaded for the Hypno. So I'm farming a bit. Brave Bird from here probably would have one-shot, but I just did one more just in case because I have a shield, and this will one-shot the Hypno. So again, shield's down. This whole team. That's why I like this team because Muck and Venusaur force shields, and everything's hard hitting, so there's a lot of shields that are drawn. So this match is interesting because they go Night Slash. I let it go because I'm like, you got to worry about the boost for the second, and they get the boost immediately. So I throw the Frenzy and realize I'm gonna get. Do I go for the second, or do I realize I'm gonna get farmed down and just switch to the Pidgeot right away? Yeah, I'm gonna get farmed down, so I switch to the Pidgeot right away to force them to get out of here. But they don't, and they get off a move. And look how much those counters have already done to the Pidgeot. So that's not great. So I'm down. We're even in shields. I build up to the Brave Bird and throw the Air Lace here because I don't want to lower my defense already. And they call it, so I'm assuming that I can get to another Air Lace, and between the Gust and the Air Lace, I can hopefully do enough damage here. Oh, I tried to go for the Brave Bird because I don't think an Air Lace would do enough, and at this point I'm just going to go down. Okay, old Dan knows what he's doing. Okay, so I guess I didn't want all that. Okay, I guess my thought process at the time was I don't want all that energy to go, so I'm going to throw this. It doesn't knock out, so I'm going to come into Muck because Muck is. I'm going to show my third Pokemon because Muck is such a safe swap that whatever they come in with, I can deal with. So it's thrown Muck. So I'm in a tricky situation here. I have 2 Pokemon with barely any health left. I'm against a mirror match here, and they're up a shield. So they're shielding that. They're going to be able to outpace me here. I think I can get 1 Sludge Wave off anyways. And I do. So that's good. So that's going to do some chip damage. They still have the back Pokemon that I need to worry about, like a Sack Swap on. They're now going to take me out here. They farmed up a bit, so this is going to have energy. So I think my play is Pidgeot has a move. So I think my play is come Venusaur to try and throw their energy, but they tried to come in and take it out. That allowed me to get to a move. So I didn't want to come in with a Pidgeot there because I think that they had a move or would have been close, and I come to the Pidgeot to take it down. Because Pidgeot was so low. So it was to force them to throw their energy on Venusaur, but they tried to take it down with the other one. Wigglytuff, is this the one? There was a lot of charm. Yeah, okay, this is the one. So immediately, I already know what this is because there is no world that you stay in with a Wigglytuff against a Venusaur. So I know this is already triple charm. So I'm just going to go straight Frenzy Plant here, because Frenzy Plant probably will take this out. And it does. So out comes like a Fable. I'm trying to get to the Frenzy Plant, can't. So I know it's going to be like Ninetales in the back, because that's the Triple Charm team. So I'm going to come in with Pidgeot, because these gusts will do a lot, and I should be able to take this out here. And then if Ninetales comes in, if I take this out, I'm now going to go immediately into the muck, because then I can get right away. I don't want them. It doesn't matter because I have 2 shields anyways, but I'm just going to go straight for the Sludge Waves, try and keep even with them on moves, and I should be able to one-shot this, and they'll just let it go because they know it's over. So take that, Triple Charm team. You just got 2 shielded flexed on. So don't use Triple Charm team, people. Please don't use Triple Charm. So Raticate on the lead. So this is a pretty good lead for me because the Frenzy Plant, I just get them so fast and they do so much damage that they're going to have to shield these up. So I get the first one off. And building up to second, they're still not throwing. I don't know if they're trying to crunch down or bite down or whatever the quick move is. So I'm going to throw this and immediately switch into my muck because it's dark. So I know one of their moves is going to be dark, so they have to bank it. Come into a Wigglytuff, which again is a terrible move unless you have double charm in the back, which if you do, my whole team says hello and can deal with your triple charm, or double charm in this case. So one shots the Wigglytuff, out comes the Ninetales, gonna one shot the Ninetales. So this is why I love Muck and this is why I love the Venusaur. You just one shot all these charmers. So out comes the Racket. I'm probably just gonna come in with the Pidgeot. And right back to back 2 shield flex here. Oh, they quit out. Back to back 2 shield flex. So again, if you hate charmers, this team's for you. So again, a good lead. I'm just gonna go Frenzy here and put a lot of pressure on the shields. So they shield already. Perfect. I think I'm probably just going to shield in return because I know I can get to another Frenzy and put pressure on them here. So what do they, I forget what they do here. They let it go, and there you go. That's how you take the opening lead match. And out comes a Mew, and because, again, Muck has a great matchup against Mew, and the Wild Chargers don't do much, and it has such coverage in this meta that you can just do, I don't know, like fighters are bad for Muck, and ground, but those are really the only 2. So I got the 1 shield, I can come in here with the Venusaur and throw the Sludge, and then I will have, I'm hoping I can get to something here. So this is not great because if they get to 2 wild charges here, I'm done, but they're building up and they throw 1 here, so I have to shield, and I'm hoping that, I'm at the early A, so I'm just hoping that there's not CMP here. They charge up, but I do get it off, so that could have been rough if they had back-to-back wild charges there to get off, but able to take out the Mew here. And that's it. So again, this team is super strong. The Sludge on the Venusaur and the Muck, if you hate Charmers, one shots there. Dark Pulse covers a lot. Again, this team is very, very strong. You do need to watch out for the ice, but Venusaur does have play along it. As long as it's not, if you get like a Alolan Ninetales that has like a Powder Snow quick move, you're in trouble with this line. But otherwise, there's not a ton of just like pure ice types. I didn't run into any Ace Landslashes either because that would really cause this team problems. But if you want to try out, this team worked really well. I'm going to try and spice it up a little over the next few days, but I'll see you guys in the next one.